Hello and welcome again to Rough Cut. For the next few weeks I'm going to have difficulty getting to a cinema, so I was planning on doing a review of House at the End of the Street, but that's now been put on hold. So for the next little while I'm going to be rocking Love Film and Netflix. So what I've got for you now is a review of Tucker and Dale versus Evil. So the film starts, as many straight horror films do, with there's any number of pretty generic slashers that start the same way. We see a couple of very bloody murders which appear to happen in the past. We then see a number of cool college students who are very, very generic and very broad, going out to the woods to stay for a bit of a vacation. They come across the sort of hapless Tucker and Dale, who are two sort of hillbillies who are actually friendly but lack any kind of people skills. One of them, and I forget which, then sort of has a shine for this outrageously, attractive blonde student. There's then a series of misunderstandings, and I mean a series, and which lead to a series of very bloody accidents that leads to the students thinking that Tucker and Dale are hunting them down and killing them one by one, and Tucker and Dale think that the students are part of a suicide pact. So we essentially get students doing silly things that end up with bloody deaths, and there's a series of fantastically ridiculous setups where bloody things happen, and if I wasn't enjoying it so much, clearly I'd be sitting there going, no, that wouldn't happen. But actually it's really good fun. It's bloody, the comedy works, and it is very gruesome, and it's a very difficult combination to get with the horror comedy genre, and it plays it very well. The classic, of course, is always held up as sort of the Evil Dead 2. Tucker and Dale have a cabin which to me looks absolutely identical to that. There's clearly a nod to the Evil Dead 2 there. So, I've reviewed a couple of previous comedies. I know this isn't a straight comedy, but it's very comedic. Ted I did not like, just didn't go with it. And actually, there's a fair, comparison to be made between this and The Watch. The Watch is similar in that, that was quite violent as well, comedic moments. Whereas with The Watch, I was sitting there just, working out what's going to happen in the film, looking at the plot devices. Tucker and Dale is, if anything, is as ridiculous as The Watch. And yet I just went along with it because I was enjoying it. I mean, the film starts very slowly. There was sort of a moment where I almost turned it off, actually. But once you get into it, within about 25 minutes, you actually like Tucker and Dale. They're acted well. They're very likeable, and that's absolutely crucial. But the jokes are funny. The jokes land, have me laughing. The gross out scenes are gross out, which make you sort of shout out loud. It's good. It works nicely, and because you're enjoying it, you don't pick it apart. So I don't think it's going to be a film for everyone. It's very black humour, but for me it works, and I'm glad to see there's been a comedy on here which I've reviewed that I've liked. So there we go.